Rock talk, Berk Hawk, rock talk, Berk Hawk, rock talk. What's up, party people? I'm Berk Hawk, and this is Rock Talk. Today, we're going to interview the Lemon Bucket Orkestra. That's right, the Lemon Bucket Orkestra. Is it 7:40? Maybe it's 7. Either way, these guys are going to put on a seminar. Ladies and gentlemen, yeah! The Lemon Bucket Orchestra. What's up, party people? I'm here with...
Berk Hawk.
Yeah, I'm Berk Hawk. Who are you?
I'm Mark Marczyk from the Lemon Bucket Orkestra.
And what is the Lemon Bucket Orchestra?
We're a Balkan-Klezmer-Gypsy-Party-Punk Super band from Toronto, Ontario.
That's a pretty big title.
Well, you know, we would have put in a few more, but we reached the cap of hyphens in the sort of like Google search.
So where does the name the Lemon Bucket Orchestra come from?
It comes from an old traditional klezmer song from Odessa, that's just on the Black Sea coast of Ukraine. And there's this song that these two gangsters are kind of like going back and forth at it, talking about who can grow the most lemons on their balcony. And lemons are slang for millions, for dollar bills.
For dollar bills,
yeah. So it's one of those like old school pre-hip hop battles that happened in the old country.
You gotta add supergroup Gangsta.
We should put it. It should be like the G Lemon Bucket Orchestra or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
So how many members are in the Lemon Bucket Orchestra?
I don't know. It depends. Depends on the day. There's I think today there's going to be 13 on stage. We've had, up to 17, and we've played with as few as 2 before.
So how does that work? Just someone says, I'm in, and then you're like, come on, what can you offer the band?
It did at the beginning. Yeah. That was kind of the whole thing. It was like, there were 4 of us, and we just said, all right, let's start learning all these tunes from all over Eastern Europe, and we went out on the streets and were busking and started to play at after parties and stuff, and eventually people caught wind, and musicians in the city caught wind and wanted to come and jam, and we of course were really open at that time to anybody coming and playing and learning and sharing like the culture of Eastern Europe. And so eventually it just grew and grew and grew and grew, and some people came and dropped away, and some people came and stayed for a few years, then left, and some people are still here after 7 years.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So with 13 to 19 people, how is the touring situation?
Totally insane.
Yeah, I bet, because some bands can't even get along with 5 people, let alone 18 other people.
Hold on. Who said anything about getting along?
Oh, no, there's no getting along.
No,
there's moments you're like, just leave me alone. I need my moment.
There are definitely, you look at like around the place right now, there's like everybody has picked their corner
I did
of
notice
Mel Lastman Square. No,
yeah.
it's a good thing.
Yeah,
it's
for
like
sure.
that's sort of like my boys and girls being really professional and sort of
with their families and friends.
Of course. You take every time that you can get. When you're on the road a lot, you kind of learn how to take care of yourself and what you need, and when you need some space from people, and when you don't. It's kind of like a relationship in that way. You've the ones that last. It's like it's full on love and passion and right at the beginning, but then you get into it and it's more about commitment, trust, loyalty, understanding, conversation, and all that. And we do that, both on and off stage. To many years of happiness, of health, of prosperity, of peace, of love, of music, of photography, of being with us, all of you here together. I don't think that there's anybody for whom Lemon Bucket is the only thing. That's kind of a thing that I like. I mean, I really pride myself on the fact, and I say it, with with as little pretentiousness as I possibly can, that I kind of feel that Lemon Bucket is an all-star team of the Toronto music scene, because every musician like came from another project where they were the leader, where they were like really awesome at that thing they did, whether it was belly dance or samba or New Orleans jazz.
Well, Now Magazine gave you Best Band in Toronto.
Yeah, and it was really cool. Right after that, they asked us to name our favorite bands in an issue after that, and it was awesome to go through, and you saw sort of everybody, the diversity in like what everybody in our band is listening to, and it's not just Eastern European folk music.
Yeah.
It's funk. It's like,
Probably
you know,
everything
it's
right across the board.
for sure stuff from all over the place.
What is the one thing that gets under your skin more than anything else? Is there anything in particular?
Slowing down. That's it. That's the thing that gets
traffic,
under.
You just, oh.
I can't stand traffic. I can't stand like when we're on stage and the tempo starts to sit even to a little sort of a fraction of a BPM.
Yeah.
It drives me nuts.
Yeah.
I'm a kind of
and you're kind of looking around like, come on.
I'm a balls to the wall kind of guy, you know? Like I like going full speed all the time, and then when it's relax time, relax.
Yeah.
But those who know me will say that it's like very little relaxing to be had.
So if people at home want to find you guys, where can they do that?
I mean, as per any band, you could find us on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, and at our website lemonbucket.com.
Yep.
People could find us all over the place. And right now we're doing a little tour in Canada, but for the next month it's going to be pretty quiet because we're going to Edinburgh, Scotland.
Awesome.
For a month.
Beautiful city.
There's not only is it a beautiful city, but at this time of year they have the Edinburgh Fringe Festival.
I was actually going to say to bring this up a notch, because you guys were nominated for Juno for World.
We're two-time losers actually.
Are you for World Music? Yeah. How about maybe going to the Mudmen and saying, can we borrow your pipes for a couple tracks?
Why not?
I think that would be totally off.
Man,
excuse my language.
We're trying to we're putting together a new album in November, and one of the ideas that's been thrown around is like trying to work with a number of different artists that we've played with over the course of the summer and over the course of the last few years, like people that we really like, we really respect as musicians, but that may not necessarily be in our style. Gotcha. And just try and make some music and so, you know, we have like no promises, but I think that our next album is going to be really interesting in that way. You're gonna hear a whole bunch of sort of people from the world music scene from across Canada.
Cool. Mudmen, get a hold of these guys.
Holla
at your boy. G Money. Last question. When you guys are in the writing process, how does that work with so many strong minds, like you said, the all-star team?
It's, you know, sometimes it's really, really simple. It's like somebody brings in a song that they like with an arrangement idea, and
jam it out.
You jam it. Like people play. We find the parts, and it's there. Sometimes, like there are songs that we brought to the table like 5 years ago. Then we played it for a bit, decided it sucked, brought it back, couldn't figure out it, brought it back. Yeah. There's a lot of things sort of change over time, and
you just see things differently.
Yeah, at first the way it worked was like nobody knew Eastern European music except for myself. So, and I didn't even really know it that well, but I was really keen on sort of like listening, finding out, what was at the heart of, for example, Serbian brass band music, and what was at the heart of Romanian lautari music, or Ukrainian hutsal music, or Hungarian chango music, or whatever the different styles. At first it was about, let's get to the heart, let's find that thing, and let's just copy it.
Let's nail that.
Let's nail it, and then we can start to use all of those things interchangeably in the different songs. So whether we're playing a song from, like if we're playing a song from Russia, we can play it with like a Bulgarian rhythm and Romanian string line.
It's really neat that
and
you guys even think about doing that.
yeah, that's kind of the thing I think that makes us unique, because one of the reasons that we started the band was just because we love Eastern European music, and so we wanted to bring people to this world that we were so inspired by.
Yeah.
So saying like, yeah, you like us, it's good, but like check out this band that like we draw inspiration from, that are just the best. And so, you know, in the past we've done shows where we invite those bands to Canada, and then they see us next to them, and they get to see these like, you know, virtuosic folk musicians that are just steeped in, you know, generations and generations of music and culture. But in that process, as we started to do that, we found that, you know, we started to represent for a number of different like diasporic groups. We started to represent them to them, and they took pride in that.
So you guys are like the gateway for a lot of people to get involved in all these other groups.
The gateway for some, and for others, it's like
the gateway to you.
They're there for us. Kind of, they consider us to be the thing that I guess that represents them to other people. So it's a really interesting thing, because we didn't really set out to do that, and to a certain extent, there was something that like made us feel a little bit uncomfortable. A lot of the band not having any connection to Eastern Europe at all, and being very conscious of the fact that we do a lot of this stuff really wrong, purposely and sometimes not purposely. And so we started to play with it. We started to use like, you know, a lot of American, Canadian sort of approaches to music, which is to essentially take a form and that's what the Lemon Bucket is.
Cool. Well, I appreciate your time. That's more than I thought I was going to get, because I know they're waiting for you out there.
We're about to go play. I hope you'll get a little bit.
Yeah, we will. Thank you very much for your time. Peace out, party people. This was a terrible idea to sit. I can't feel my legs.
Yeah. Thank you very much, everybody. Lemon Bucket Orkestra.